Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Meet the Developer. We just want to say thank you sa lahat na nag-support ng first episode namin, sa lahat na nanood, nag-share, nag-comment, nag-like. Thank you so much. Nakakatuwa yung mga feedback nyo. Like, for example, nice content po, 100%. Ako rin, hindi ko mahanap si X according to Jem Galion. Sabi naman ni Samantha Rose Cruz, enjoy, daming today I learned sa Gatsby. And sabi ni Carmina Edroso, currently watching this and enjoying listening about Filipino developers. Also love that they're talking in Tagalog. Minsan, umay na ako sa English, tsaka mas enjoy ko manood ng mga Pinoy na nagtatagalog. So ayan, thank you sa mga comment, feedback. If meron pa kayong comment or feedback and you just wanna share, sabihin niyo lang so we can improve this episode. This whole series is for you. So ayan. So, tonight, our guest is actually a full-stack developer at BeautyMNL. She graduated with a degree in BS Computer Science at UP Diliman in 2018. On the side, she enjoys joining hackathons, building projects, and contributing to open source. And at the moment, she released a new product known as Letra. And it's actually open source so that everybody can contribute. So let us welcome our guest for tonight, Jaye Hernandez. Hello, Jaye. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Kamusta ka naman dyan?
Okay naman, di ako makalabas ng bahay.
Trap mode. Kaya ba ginawa yung project mo ngayon sa Letra dahil ba doon?
Oo, may time. Maraming time ngayon.
Mas maraming time. Kasi wala akong pwedeng gawin sa labas, no? Ayun. Talaga mahilig ka bang gumawa ng mga projects na ganito?
Yeah, parang wala lang. Pagka bored ako, gusto ko may ginagawa akong something from scratch, ganun.
Oh, nice, yeah. Nung bata ka pa lang, yun yung naisipan mo. Kaya ba naisipan mo kumuha ng computer science course?
Yeah, actually, nung bata ako, parang hindi ko alam kung ano pang other course yung gusto ko. Kasi mahilig ako sa computer, tapos nung before, uso pa yung Friendster, tsaka yung Tumblr. So, gumagawa ako gamit yung HTML at CSS nun. Tapos parang akala ko, wow, ganun pala yung computer science.
So, ang
Pero hindi pa,
nag-introduce sa'yo talaga yung yung Friendster tsaka Tumblr.
Nakakala ko ganun na yung comsci. Pero pagpasok ko, parang puro math pala siya. Nagulat ako doon.
May ganun, joke lang. Hindi pala ito yung gusto ko, no? Joke lang.
Parang may ganun.
Parang may ganun. So, niloko ka ni Friendster tsaka Tumblr. Akala mo, yun na yun. Pero hindi pala, no? Niloko lang. So, per that time, na you pursued to actually go with computer science, nag-enjoy ka naman ba?
Yeah, parang dami ko talagang natutunan. Tapos, na-realize ko na hindi lang nga siya HTML at CSS. Tapos, sobrang daming applications na pwede mong gawin.
May naalala ka ba mga memories mo siguro sa college na parang favorite memory siguro?
Nung college, parang usually kaming mga friends, sumasali kami sa mga hackathons. Yun. Kaya parang yun yung isa sa mga naalala ko ngayon.
So, yun yung parang most memorable moments ba, mga hackathons?
Yeah, parang ganun siguro. Parang maganda rin siguro yung mga courses tsaka classes namin. Tapos, parang at the end of a course kasi usually merong final projects. Tapos, yun yung isa sa mga una kong projects tungkol sa web dev. Tapos, yun yung nag-introduce sa akin dun.
After mag-graduate, paano mo naisipan, did you decided to find a job kagad or paano naging process mo that time?
Yeah, parang before pa ako actually graduate, yung nag-marcha, nag-start na akong mag-work. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ko siya naisip. Pero, yeah. Yeah, parang nung last semester, hindi ko rin sure. Parang nung last semester of college, meron ng mga companies na nag-reach out sa aming batch. Tapos yun, nakita ko dun yung current job ko. Naging interested ako dun sa product nila. Tapos yun, decided to apply. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng job before graduate.
Anong product yun? Hindi naman to yung BeautyMNL. Iba ba to?
BeautyMNL siya.
So before pa lang graduate, nag-go work ka na. Yun ba
Parang
yun?
ano na siya, tapos na yung tapos na yung lahat ng requirements, pero hindi pa kami nagma-marcha.
Jay, nakita ko na ang job mo is a full stack developer. Okay lang ba na-explain mo kung ano yung full stack developer?
Okay, so yung full stack developer, it's someone who can do both yung client side and server side, which is yung back end, yung mga database, tapos yung front end, which is usually yung nakikita mo sa screen na design. Yun. So, sa BeautyMNL, yung tech stack na gamit ko right now is Vue.js for front end and then Ruby on Rails for back end.
Ang galing. Kahit saan pwede kayo ilagay, no? Yun eh. 'Di ba? Pwedeng sa back-end, pwedeng sa front-end, game lang. Pero sino mas love mo? Front-end, back-end?
Hindi ko rin alam kung sino gusto ko sa kanilang dalawa.
Wala. So, masaya ka sa kahit saan. Masaya ka sa kahit saan.
Oo. Parang hindi ko pa talaga alam kung ano yung mas gusto ko ngayon.
Because you actually acquired both front-end and back-end. Anong advantage niya versus na magiging specialized ka lang on one side? Para sa'yo, like, ano sa tingin mo yung advantage?
For me, parang mas flexible siya. Na parang kaya mong gawin either one of them. Tapos, if ever may kailangan kang feature na gawin, you don't have to rely on other people para gawin yung buong feature na yun. Pero, yeah, siguro may disadvantage din siya kasi na yung time mo nasi-split sa dalawang languages instead na mag-focus ka lang dun sa isang language.
Mm. Tsaka at the same time, kaya mo bumuo ng isang product on your own, di ba? Like,
Ayun.
oo, di ba?
Like,
Yun, plus point yun, no? Kaya mo na ba, hindi mo na kailangan ng other team. One team, one-man team ka lang.
ayun.
One-woman team. Yan, parang ganyan. Ayan. Speaking about products, you mentioned na meron ka new product out, which is Letra. It's a Chrome
Mhm.
browser extension. Can you share yung etong new product mo out?
Okay, sige. So yung Letra, it's a Chrome extension that you can use to actually passively learn a new language. So how it works is every time you open a new tab, magkakaroon lang ng a single word that you can focus, parang yun yung focus nyo for that day. So right now, it features 5 languages, which are German, French, Spanish, Japanese, and Korean. Di ko na-include yung Filipino kasi as of the launch, parang wala pa silang support for Filipino voices. So, medyo sad yun.
Baka naghahanap sila ng mga Filipino voices. Wait, marami dyan. Dito. Hingi na yung mga boses natin. Sa atin na, tayo na gawa ng voice.
Okay, so once you download it, pag nag-open ka ng new tab, ito na yung makikita mo.
Ganda.
Thank you. Yan.
Yeah, very slick na yun. UI.
Yeah, parang inisip ko na mas maganda yung dark interface kasi mas easy siya on the eyes. Tapos parang wala lang, it blends well with the word. Parang makikita mo talaga na may isang focus lang siya, which is yung word in your chosen foreign language. So everyday magpapakita lang siya ng bagong word. Tapos makikita mo rin dito yung translation, and then if you click yung speaker icon, you can actually hear the word.
Zeke.
Galing.
Nice. Tapos, meron lang din dito na small quote about language learning just to inspire you. Tapos parang yung idea rin dito is parang, kasi every time na magkiklik ka ng new tab, yun pa rin yung word na makikita mo for that day. So, mariretain sa memory mo na, okay, ito yung translation for win. Yun, kasi nakikita mo siya every time mag-open ka for that day.
Yung question ko ngayon is, how many keywords ang nakalagay doon? Aabot siya sa for how many years ba? Hindi, joke. Good enough na ba ito for how many years?
Parang ngayon naka 3,000 words siya. Meron kasi ako nakita na yung 3,000 words na we use every day. Parang mas, yun yung ginawa kong focus muna, yung mga everyday speech na ginagamit. So, ilang
Grabe.
taon yun?
Almost 10 years? Hindi, ma'am, 8 years lang. 8 years. 8 years
Yes,
lang.
8 years.
Ayan. Tsaka hindi lang yan. Ang maganda dito is that you made it open source. right?
Yeah.
Bakit pala? Ba't mo naisipan na gawin siyang open source?
So, parang last year kasi, na-discover ko yung Hacktoberfest.
Mhm.
So, last year, it was an event that celebrated open source by creating pull requests sa mga open source projects sa GitHub. It was presented by DigitalOcean and Dev.to. Tapos, I got to contribute to some open source projects.
So yun na yung ano sa'yo, parang nag-encourage to really create open source projects?
Yeah, parang gusto ko yung part na I got to um, talk with other developers on how to
Mhm.
contribute to their project.
Mhm.
Tapos, yung isa pang project ata, parang nagkaroon pa ako ng swag after. Nagbigay sila ng stickers to show that they appreciate my contribution. So, parang,
Ah,
masaya lang siya for me.
na ano, next time ba may sticker na ikaw nag-contribute? Hindi,
Next year.
next year. By the way, bago tayo pumasok sa open source, actually tamang-tama yung tong discussion na 'to. Kasi last time, nung last episode namin, may nagtanong kasi. So yung question niya was, hindi ba nakakatakot mag-contribute minsan, lalo na kapag baguhan? Do you feel the same way ba about it?
Yeah, parang last year, kailangan kong piliin yung mga repositories na kinontributan ko. Meron din kasing mga nagle-label na good first issue. So, parang yun yung
Mm.
mga pinili ko muna nung start. Para at least, mas madali siya kesa yung mga parang mahihirap na issues. Yan.
I agree rin. Kasi minsan actually feeling ko fear to ng almost lahat din. Lalo na when it's your first time, di ba? Kasi you don't know how people will react. Kasi hindi mo rin sila kilala. And then gagalawin mo yung code nila, right? So, it's more of like just finding siguro the right open source projects that you can contribute from the start, na you won't feel intimidated or you won't feel na um, parang minsan na-offend ka kasi pag sinabihan ka ng, lalo na pag naka-English minsan, di ba, pag yung the way they say it, parang minsan nakaka-offend, pero hindi naman nakaka-offend sa kanila yun. So, yung parang ganun. Actually, tanong to ni Daxter13. So, Daxter, para sa'yo to. De joke. De joke. Para sa itong moment na to, dalawa lang. Pero may isa pang tanong si Daxter dito is, pero sometimes parang overwhelming sa beginners where to start, lalo na sa pag-contribute sa mga open source project. So, yun, na-mention mo nga, Jay, kanina, na parang like, you can look for yung first good,
Good first
issue,
issue.
first good issue. Tapos na-mention din ni Kim last time na you can basically contribute by answering questions
Mm-mm.
kasi it's one way, or maybe contributing to documentations, or maybe look for projects like yung project ngayon ni Jay, yung Letra. Papakita namin how easy it is, how easy it is to actually contribute to open source. Game ba tayo dyan, Jay?
Game, game.
Yan. Sige, tingnan natin. So, Daxter, para sa ito, yay.
Daxter, mag-contribute ka. Yay.
Kailangan ng Filipino voice.
So, ito yung repository ng Letra extension. If it's your first time to view an open source repository, we're going to walk you through yung mga nakikita niyo dito. Huwag kayo ma-overwhelm.
Mm.
So, yung first thing na hanapin niyo is yung README. This basically contains yung lahat ng kailangan niyo malaman to help contribute to the repository. So, ito parang meron lang simple summary kung ano yung ginagawa niya and then links to where you can download it. I also added yung features and then the currently supported languages and how what it was built with, tapos how you can contribute. Ito yung hinahanapin niyo sa mga readme na gusto niyong contributan na page. Tapos, tingnan mo rin sa baba yung license ng project. So, ito, MIT license siya. Open na lang natin. You can see here na this license allows you to modify the source code without limitation of rights. Ganun. You can read it here. So, permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of this software to deal in the software without restriction. Yun yung gusto niyong makita pagka open source siya.
Mhm. Yes, nakakita tayo kasi mga open source na may limitation eh, no? Alam natin sino sila, di ba?
Oo nga.
Kilala natin sino ka, di ba? Di ba?
Wala
Facebook,
tayong name
medyo.
drop, wala name drop. Ayan, so may summary dito ng mga permissions. Pwede siya for commercial use, modification, distribution, private use. Okay, so balik tayo dito. Tapos, meron din dito sa README, lahat ng mga nag-contribute na sa project. So parang, ano siya, credits page. Tapos, nilalagay ko lang lahat ng mga mag-contribute na. Baka ikaw, nandito ka na, Daxter, next time.
Yun, Daxter ah. Oo, nakakatuwa yan. Nandiyan ka na. Ito na yung first good issue mo, no?
Okay.
So, paano ba ngayon mag-contribute? So, let's say, yan, after natin makita yung readme, and ganyan, paano na ba tayo paano na ba ako mag-contribute kung mag-contribute ako? Like, ano yung kailangan kong gawin on my part dito?
Sige. So, first punta muna tayo dun sa issues page. Yung issues, basically, yun yung mga open na pwedeng gawing improvements na sinadjust ng mga maintainers ng project. So, dito sinadjust ko na pwede ka mag-add ng new language. Tapos makikita mo dun sa labels, merong good first issue na label. So, pwede siya for beginners. So, parang sinabi ko lang na I created a guide for adding a new language. Tapos if you want to work on this, comment here. Tapos wait on a confirmation before starting it.
Nakita ko meron ka ng isa.
Nga yay! Thank you.
Yay! Oh.
Sinabi niya na gusto niya mag-work on Hindi translation. So, gumawa ako ng bagong issue for him na mag-a-add ng Hindi language as a supported language.
Nice.
Tapos inassign ko rin sa kanya para karoon ng accountability na, okay, ikaw na bahala dito, ganun. Pwede tayong maggawa ng bagong language.
Sige, gawa tayo ng bagong language. I mean, ayan, tingnan para makita natin like for example. So, ang question ko dito is like, paano yung process natin dito? Let's say, anong first step na gagawin nila? Kailangan nila bang i-clone to? Kailangan ba nilang i-fork to? Anong pinaka-best way sa tingin mo on like contributing to this?
So, yung first part na gagawin mo is i-fork mo yung repository, which just gives you a copy of the repository in your account. Ito, mayroong button dito sa right-hand side na fork. Tapos, if you click it, oops, wag na natin.
Ito-fork mo yung sarili mo fork.
Okay. Kapag click mo yan, magkakaroon ka lang ng copy ng repository na yun. Tapos, basically, you can do the changes you want dun sa copy mo na yun. Tapos, after that, you can create a pull request pointing to this repository para ma-merge ko siya after.
Sige. Pwede kong gawin para makita nila kasi syempre weird yun na you're forking yourself.
Oo nga, medyo
Ay, bakit pakinggan yun? Wait. Ulitin ko eh. Pwede kong gawin pala to, Jay, para makita lang nila kung how it works. And then, from there, it's like, para makita nila how simple it is. So, okay. So, side by side, papakita namin kung paano actually mag-contribute to open source. So, first of all, kung ako, ang gagawin ko muna is, since I like Jaye Hernandez, yung repository niya Letra extension, I can actually do a star. So basically, starring it meaning one thing is I can actually see what's happening to it, or even like yung watch, meaning anong gusto mo? Napanood mo ba any changes na notify ka, or pag tinawag ka lang, or may mga different releases, or even set mo na ignore. Ayaw mo lang, ayaw mo, like in short, ayaw ma-disturb ng any updates on this one. Kasi minsan, pag nilagay mo kasing watching, mag-send siya ng email sa'yo every time there are any new changes. Next thing is, yung sa star naman, by starring it, actually, you can see kung ano yung, sa feed mo na to, di ba? I think, di ba, any change sa feed. So, nakikita natin. At the same time, parang yan, like yan. parang like.
Yeah.
So
Heart,
it actually
heart.
gives a heart. So if you really like this repository, it's actually helping you. Give it a star. Kasi dun din yung binabasihan sometimes when people are actually checking out different repositories. More star, it means more reputation in a sense,
Yeah.
right?
Parang credible siya.
Parang
Repository.
credible repository nito. So if na if you have a Git account, star. Okay, star
Star.
tong
Yes.
repository DJ. Okay. And then ito na nga yung fork, di ba? Yung sinasabi natin fork, as mentioned by Jay, it gives you a copy, parang photocopy niya. So, papakita ko yan. If I click on the fork, sabihin niya kung saan, right? So, sabihin niya, so, clinic ko ngayon sa ano, saan na siya, working Jay and letter extension, it should take a few seconds. Ayan. Ayan na. Nasa ano, may Xerox copy na ako. Makikita mo na dito is like, Bitchy, Rific, slash letter extension. So, parang akin na tong copy to. Pero kinopya ko lang yun, DJ. So, kinopy ko lang siya. And then, makikita mo dito, kanino ko siya fork from Jaye Hernandez slash letter extension. And, there's a good thing when you fork things is like, sometimes, for example, meron ka lang gustong changes on your own na hindi mo naman gustong i-apply sa repository na yon. You can actually change it on your own and then use whatever you have coded on your own, ano tawag dito, on your own repository. So you don't have to share it in short. So from here, makikita natin later on, once we actually do any changes right now, later, tatawag tayo ng pull request. So, gawa muna tayo ng change. Okay? Paano mag-contribute? Contribute issues and ano, feel free to check the issues page. Sabi nga sa atin ni, ano, di ba, ni Jay kanina. So, pumunta ako ng issues page. Ngayon. And then from there, nakita ko dito is, meron add a Hindi language. Hindi naman ako marunong mag-Hindi, so hindi yan yung kukunin kong issue. Pero there's an add a language. So, I click on it. Yeah. And then there. Ang ganda ng instruction niya. Like, hey there, launch this extension, only 5 languages. I created a guide for adding a new language here. Here are some suggestions. Ganyan. Comment here if ano. Yeah. So, here, you can also like the ano if you want. So, dalawa na yung likes. Joke.
Yay.
And then, I created a guide for adding a new language here. So, basahin natin yun. Ayun. Ang ganda na actually ginawa ni Jay here. Instructions niya and how to add a new language. Wherein sinabi niya no experience needed at all to view JS or Node.js. All you need to know is JSON files. So if you're unaware of JSON files, you can just check json.org. Nandun yung instruction niya. And usually ganito yung itsura niya eh. Yung format, ganito yan. And sabi niya dito is, all we have to do is add this JSON file here sa server/datas/languages.json. Check natin kung nasaan yan. So, and then from here, mamimili na tayo ng mga different voice attributes. So, may iba-ibang voice attributes na available pag chinek natin here. So, pipili lang tayo. And then from there is, mamimili din tayo kung anong flag. So, in short, kung anong flag ng country, yun yung pipili natin. And then, adding of words. So, si Jay actually provided na around 3,000 most common words. Pero, for this example, we'll just probably use 2 words. And then, that's it. I think that's it lang, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayan. Nandito pa. Let's try it. Okay. Ay, by the way, wait. May checklist pa siya. Wait. Ayan. There is X no assigned issue or pull request for this new language. Okay. So, meaning para hindi ma-duplicate. Sayang kasi.
Sayang
No,
effort.
added a new, sayang effort, no? Added a new JSON object in the server. Tingnan natin kung na-add talaga. Baka, ano dito, Jay, pwede mo pakita sa amin kung saan namin nahanapin yung server na yan mamaya. Okay?
Sige.
Okay. Added the voice attribute supported by responsive. So, checklist lang to. So, para at least alam natin lahat. Added the flag attribute, syempre. And then created the in language JSON. JSON. Created the language.json file inside the server/data words containing the list of 3,000 words. Remove duplicates, notes, and notes. Ay, by the way, so 3,000 talaga lahat ng kailangan gawin to? Hindi naman pag isa-isa lang. Pwede na i-update.
Yeah, pwede i-update lang. Or mag-edit lang sila, tapos mag-add.
Siguro pwede mong dito na you can start.
Note ka na lang.
Hindi, 3,000 wala ako. Joke lang ito.
Sorry, medyo
Ayan.
nakaka-intimidate pala yun.
Diba? Na-intimidate ako eh, di ba? 10 years of, ay, 8 years of, tabs. Duplicate the note them in pull request. Okay, let's see. So, yan. Jay, okay lang ba na pakita mo sa amin kung, itong yung server na itong sinasabi ng server data words and server data languages, saan natin hahanapin yun? Pwedeng pakita lang.
Okay, sige. So, ito yung lahat ng files na nandito sa repository na to. Sinucture ko siya into 3, which is yung client, lahat ng Vue.js code, yung front end nito, nandito sa client na folder. Tapos yung docs, lahat ng mga readme and documentation, nilagay ko lang siya lahat sa docs. And then yung server, which is yung Node.js code used for the API. So, if ever you want to add a new language, dito tayo papasok sa server. Tapos, meron dito data folder. Nandito lahat ng mga JSON files na kailangan nating i-edit if ever. Tapos, nandito yung languages.json which contains the list of all the supported languages right now. So, kanina makikita nyo na may supported na 5 languages. Nandito yung 5 na yun ngayon. Tapos, if si Michi mag-a-add siya ng bago, pipress na lang yung edit this file dun sa finort niya na repository. Tapos, after nun, dito rin yung quotes na ginamit. So, yun yung maliliit na magpapakita dito sa dulo, yung inspirational quotes. If ever gusto nyo mag-add ng quotes, go lang din. Yun. So, dito sa words, yung lahat ng mga words per language. So, if ever mag-add kayo, for example, Filipino, pwede kayo mag-create ng new file entitled filipino.json. So, punta tayo sa isa para makita nyo kung ano yung laman niya. Yun. So, array lang siya of JSON objects which contain yung word tapos yung translation. Yun. Ganun lang siya kadali. Konti lang din. Tapos parang isip ko na hindi na niya kailangan ng database kasi konting words lang naman yung ginagamit niya.
Hindi naman ganun kabigat eh, no? Ganito na lang, naisip ko, instead of actually doing all the language thing, I think pwede ko na lang i-edit yung code kahit mag-add ako na isang code. Meron na ba tayong he who knows no foreign language knows nothing on his own? Na-add mo na ba yun?
natin. He who knows. Sino yung
according to this one is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Wala pa.
meron.
Okay. So, yan. Okay. So, ayun. Instead na, since may nakita rin
Meron na
naman meron na? Von Goethe?
Sorry.
Nandyan? Yeah. Nakita ko na. Ito. Okay. Sige, nakita ko. Tsaka 5 best So, parang like, wait. The limit of my language means, limit my world. Meron siguro.
Meron.
Kinuha mo ba yung top 5?
Yung mga top results to. Sorry.
Ay, di ako na ito. May language quotes 2027. Okay, hanap tayo. Language quotes. Okay lang tayo dyan. How about to? For last year, words belong to the last year's language and next year's world awaits another voice. T.S. Eliot?
Wala. Nice.
Okay, ito na. So, ayan. Meron dito, silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation. Wait. The past is always tense. The future, present. Perfect for the future, perfect. Then, doon tayo sa for the last word belong to the last word.
Una yung una.
Okay, sige. So, ayan. So, right now, since nakita ko na parang pwede natin palang magdagdag rin ng code. Right? So, even wala sa issue to ni Jay, ito na lang gagawin natin para wala masyadong maraming steps and para makita nyo lang yung process in itself. So, it's actually as simple as, if you look at itong file na to, which is the server/data/codes.json, hindi siya dapat i-add dito diretso. Usually, ina-add nyo yan sa locals nyo. Pero for example purposes, gagawin natin siya. So, I click on edit this file. And then from there, punta ako sa pinakadulo. Nayan naman ako na ilagay sa pinakauna yung code ko. And then it should be JSON or in, may curly brackets muna. Okay, and then comma first, syempre to separate it, and then and there. And then may dalawang key siya dito sa JSON natin, JSON file niya here, which is sentence in author. So papalitan lang natin yung value niya. So kanina sabi natin is for the last words ni T.S. Eliot. Kukopyahin ko lang siya. Papalitan ko here. Yan siya. Wait. And then yung author, palitan ko lang din. Okay. And then from here, may sinasabi. Napalitan ko na siya, di ba? Napalitan ko na. So, assumption ko na lang na this is working. Pero sa totoo lang, dapat you should check kung tama yung JSON format nyo. You can use different JSON length or ano. Just to check lang na tama to before tayo mag-push. Kundi, masisira yung buong code niya. And then, so, commit changes. Ano bang ginawa natin? Sasabihin natin, we have to be verbose about it para alam ng ano. So, sabihin ko lang na added new code by T.S. Eliot. Let's say yan. Tapos, if you want to add optional extended description, wag na, tagal, hindi, joke lang. And then you commit directly to master. So, meaning, pinapasa natin sa master. I mean, ina-add na natin, change na natin siya. So, I click on commit. And then from there, so as you can see, sa aking copy ni Michirific, yung letter extension, I actually have a new change. Ito, added new code ni T.S. Eliot. So, meron ng bago sa akin. Wala to sa file ni Jay. So, in order for me to pass this file to Jay, all I have to do is actually create a PR, a pull request. So, sabi dito, this branch is one commit ahead of Jay and this master. So, do you want to compare or you want to create a pull request? Usually, hindi na natin siya kailangan i-compare kasi alam na natin yung build natin. Pero best practice is to check on it. You click on the pull request thing. Wait for it. Patience. Ayan. Sabi dito, compare changes. Choose two branches to see what changes in start if you need to compare across four. And then you'll notice na yung base repository is yung kay Jaye Hernandez na Letra extension, which is the base na master. Pero dapat dito is, ang best practice dito is to have a branch. Hindi diretso ko sa master to.
For now, pero best practice is merong separate branch na.
Best practice is to create a separate branch siya. Kaya sabi ko lang, baka sabihin, akala nila. But never, merge it directly to master. Only the main contributor yung Tapos ito yung repository ko. And then yung compare to master. And then I will request, create pull request ngayon. Sabi ko, ito yung mga changes, ito yung napalitan. Okay? And then from here, I'll just have to do a create pull request. Then added din yan. Allow edit by maintainers. Yes, of course. And then create a pull request. And then from here, ayan. May nag-change sa'yo, Jay. May nakita. Yeah.
Tingnan ko yung pull request. Yun, meron ng bagong in-add si Michi.
So, aantayin na natin siya mag-approve. Like, kung okay sa kanya, kung approve ba sa kanya tong code ko, di ba?
Yun. So, titingnan natin yung commits niya. Yan, added new code by T.S. Eliot. Tapos, tingnan yung files change. Yun, nag-add siya ng new code dito. Tapos, parang tama naman yung format.
Parang video.
Tama naman yung format. Yan. Tapos, parang sabihin ko lang, looks good to me. So, nagka-comment ako. And then,
ayan, yung basa ko.
lagyan din natin ng heart. Kasi first time contributor si Michi.
Nag-heart ako sa looks good to me mo. Hindi, joke lang, joke.
Yay! Ayun. Tapos, meron lang dito merge pull request 5 from Michi. So, ito yung repository niya. Tapos i-merge ko lang dun sa repository ko. Confirm merge. After nun, makikita mo na na-close na yung pull request, na merge na siya. So, pag bumalik tayo dun sa code, kita mo na yung latest commit is nag-merge ng pull request from the cherryfic. Pag tingnan natin yung quotes.json dito sa main repository, dapat nandun na yung bagong quote.
Ayan. Nandiyan na ako.
Yun! Yay!
Yay! Meron na ako. Ano ako open source again. Then, ganun lang kabilis, di ba? Yeah. Actually,
Dali lang.
oh, pwede ka na gumawa ng issue ngayon na add more codes.
Nga, sige, mag-add na nga ako dun.
Yun, di ba? So, ayun. So, ganun lang siya kasi, actually, ganun lang ka-simple yun, ano niya. And then, on my end, in short, makaka-receive ako na in-accept na ni Jay yung mga changes ko. Basically, I have contributed to Jaye Hernandez Letra extension project. So, ganun, yay! Yay! Yes. Diba? Nakakatawa. Diba? Ganun lang siya kasimple, right? Nakakatawa. Tapos, at the same time is, if let's say, ginagamit mo itong browser extension na to, matutuwa ka kasi makikita mo, ikaw yung naglagay doon ng code. Akin yan! Akin yan! Diba? So, yun. Yun. So, ganun lang kasimple, I think, mag-contribute to open source. I mean, this is the easiest if you want to start, right?
Yeah.
And then, maybe find projects na initially you can handle. And then later on, like for example, gusto ko pa improve yung product ni Jay, yung project ni Jay. Like for example, I can maybe dive into the, yung mismo client side, yung ganyan. So, ganun yun. And then, pwede ka na mag-request ng issues na parang like, Jay, mukhang ito, I can work on this. It seems like Tapos sabihin mo ni Jay na okay siya. Pag nag-okay siya, na pwedeng palitan, then that's it. Tama? Yeah?
Ganun lang kadali.
Ganun lang kadali, no? Ayun, clap tayo, clap joke. Ayan. Before, since naka-contribute na ako ng open source day. Wow. Daxter, ikaw na next. Kailangan natin ng Filipino voices. Jay, bago tayo mag-end, may gusto ka bang i-advise kahit sa ating mga fellow Filipino developers out there? Or mga future fellow Filipino developers pa?
Siguro ma-advise ko lang is yung mga tutorial and courses online. They're great for fundamental learning for a new language. Pero I think you'll learn more if you build something on your own from scratch. Yun. Parang doon mo talaga makikita kung ano pa yung kailangan mong malaman tungkol sa isang language. Instead na yung parang guided na tutorials.
That's true, di ba? Minsan madaling sundan and na-execute mo, pero if you start building your own projects outside the tutorial, dun mo malalaman yung mga kailangan mo matutunan. And mas marami ka pang matutunan if you start researching and then implementing it. And at the same time, if you actually contribute to open source, yung different projects, is you learn from other developers, di ba?
Also, you get to meet different people then parang new friends ka na, oh wow, okay, kilala ko na siya kasi na-contribute ako dun sa repository niya, ganun.
Di ba? Masaya, di ba? Paano kapag sobrang laki na ng Letra extension, namimigay na ng stickers, Jay? Or sticker, joke lang. Ayun, wala lang. Bago natin tapusin ito, may gusto lang ako i-announce. So, if you go to Inbytes.dev, we actually have created a new feature, which is the Discover page. From here, you can actually explore the world of Filipino developers, where you can see stories from the Meet the Developer series. You can either watch on YouTube or also listen on Spotify, or check out different tech events. Most of the tech events that we're writing down are from Filipino tech communities, but we also add in major events from the tools that we usually use, such as GitHub or the Apple Worldwide Developer Conferences. And here, we have different COVID-19 resources that you can utilize to help you during this pandemic. So example, if you want to learn game development, Unity is giving away 3 months free of their all-access learning. And then 1Password is giving away 6 months free of their business account. to just start you off. And if you have different projects, such as open source projects, you have technical write-up or tech events, let us know. Just submit it as /contribute and we'll try our best to share it to our fellow Filipino developers. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much. Nakakatuwa kasi para at least napakita natin how easy it is to contribute to open source. At the same time, yung project mo, nakakatuwa siya kasi parang since marami kang time ngayon, you decided to build something useful, right? And sa'yo, not only useful sa'yo, pero sa iba rin nakaka-help siya. So, thank you so much for that. And I hope mas marami pa mag-contribute sa open source project mo. Palaki natin.
Thank you, Michi. I hope din nakaspark siya ng interest sa ibang mga Filipino developers or future Filipino developers para mag-contribute to open source or create their own project din that I can contribute. Ganun.
Di ba? Tama, di ba? Bakit sa ikaw lang sa ilang mag-contribute? Pwede ka rin
Dapat
Ayan. Thank you talaga, Jay. Thank you sa lahat na nanood sa atin. I hope nag-enjoy kayo sa episode namin today. If you like it, or may tunan kayo, or baka pwede nyo i-share sa iba, hope you can give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. And
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe para you won't miss any episode of the developer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.